Hello students, welcome to my channel. In this video, I am going to discuss the most important questions on Jawaharlal Nehru. This video is very informative as well as helpful for you. Be with this video till the end. If you didn't subscribe my channel yet, please hit the subscribe button, click the bell icon so that you can get the notification of my new videos. Among the following personalities whose writings did not significantly influence Jawaharlal Nehru's political and economic thinking during his time at Trinity College, Cambridge. Options are given to you. You have to select the correct option so that you can check out your preparation status and you can do the revision as well as the preparation for the exam in a well manner. The correct option for this question is option D, Mahatma Gandhi. Apart from correct option, you also need to know the important facts related to the question so that you can attempt many direct as well as indirect questions related to the topic. Let us know some important facts about the Trinity College tenure of Nehru. Nehru went to Trinity College, Cambridge in October 1907 and graduated with an honours degree in natural science in 1910. During this period, he studied politics, economics, history, and literature with interest. The writing of Bernard Shaw, H.G. Wells, John Maynard Keynes, Bertrand Russell, Louis Dickinson, and Meredith Towns molded much of his political and economic thinking. What ideological influence greatly impacted Nehru's thinking? Options are given to you. The correct option for this question is option B, Marxism. Let us know some important facts. Nehru was greatly influenced by Marxist philosophy, which gave a new direction to his understanding of Indian society and history. What did V.R. Nanda attribute as the foundational catalyst for Jawaharlal Nehru's significant intellectual quest, ultimately culminating in his renowned work, The Discovery of India? The options are his travels across Europe, his study of ancient Mesopotamian texts, his involvement in Indian politics, his exploration of Buddhist and Hindu scriptures. The correct option is option D, his exploration of Buddhist and Hindu scriptures. Let us know some important facts. According to B.R. Nanda, Nehru's deep dive into Buddhist and Hindu scriptures played a pivotal role in laying the groundwork for his extensive intellectual quest. This exploration served as a crucial influence that ultimately led Nehru to pen The Discovery of India, a seminal work that explores India's history, culture, and heritage. Arrange the following books authored by Jawaharlal Nehru in chronological order of their original publication. For solving this type of question, you must know the year of publication of book. If you don't know the year of publication of book precisely, you can't solve this type of question. Let us see the options one by one. Letters from a Father to His Daughter. It was published in 1929. Glimpses of World History. It was published in 1934. And Autobiography Toward Freedom. It was published in 1936. The Discovery of India. It was published in 1946. So the correct chronology of the options are D, C, B, A. Option A is the correct option. Which country did Nehru visit to understand socialist economy dynamics? Options are China, France, Russia, United States. The correct option is option C, Russia. Let us know some important facts. Nehru's visit to Russia provided him with insights into the workings of a socialist economy and allowed him to compare it with Western capitalism. Nehru advocated for India's non alignment with any power blocs in international politics. He believed alignment would not only hinder India's progress but also undermine world peace. The correct option is both assertion and reason are true, and the reason is the correct explanation of the assertion. Option A. Nehru firmly believed that India's alignment with any power bloc would hinder not just India's progress but also global peace. He advocated for non alignment and believed that allying with any power bloc would not serve the larger interest of world peace. Who had a significant impact on Nehru due to his application of Marxism in Russia? It was Vladimir Lenin. Option C is the correct option. Nehru held Lenin in high regard for applying Marxism in a backward society like Russia and achieving a total transformation. What similarity did Nehru observe between India's problems and Russia's past challenges? Option D. Comparable challenges in industrialization and education. Nehru believed that India's problems mirrored those faced by Russia in the past and could be resolved through a similar approach to industrialization and education. What was the profession of Jawaharlal Nehru's youngest sister, Krishna Hathi Singh? The correct option is option C, writer. She was the famous writer and she authored several books on her brother Jawaharlal Nehru. Arrange the following events in the life of Jawaharlal Nehru in chronological order. Educated in England at Harrow School and Trinity College, Cambridge. Then became a barrister and trained in law at the Inner Temple. Then enrolled at Allahabad High Court. Then became Congress President and called for complete independence from British Raj. So the correct option is option B, BDAC. Which session of the Congress Party ratified Nehru's fundamental rights and economic policy resolution, including the core principles, in 1931? The correct option for this question is option C, Karachi session. The Congress Party session held in Karachi in 1931, chaired by Vallabhbhai Patel, ratified Nehru's fundamental rights and economic policy resolution. This session endorsed the core principle laid out by Nehru, solidifying the party's commitment to these ideals for a future India. According to Nehru, what was essential for strengthening Indian democracy? The correct option is multiple social and ideological group. Nehru believed that the presence of multiple social and ideological groups would bolster Indian democracy, promoting pluralism as an ideological foundation for individual liberty and societal harmony. Where did Nehru attend a conference related to anti-imperialism? It was Brussels. Option B is the correct option. Nehru participated in Brussels Conference on Anti-Imperialism, where he envisioned India's struggle for freedom as part of a larger global movement against imperialism. What ideological model did Nehru envision for India's societal and political structure? It was democratic socialism. Option B is the correct option. Nehru advocated for a model of democratic socialism that aligned with Indian traditions and ethos, drawing inspiration from Fabian socialism and believing in the parliamentary system as a means to achieve socialism. What was Jawaharlal Nehru's nickname during his time at Harrow, a leading school in England? Options are Jack, Joe, Jerry, Jim. The correct option is option B, Joe. During his institutional schooling at Harrow, Jawaharlal Nehru was nicknamed Joe. At what age was Nehru initiated into the Theosophical Society by family friend Annie Besant? At the age of 13, he was inspired by his family friend Annie Besant. What did Nehru emphasize as the primary function of religion in public life? He didn't give the importance of religion in public life. So the correct option is no function in public life, especially in politics. Nehru advocated for the complete separation of religion from public life, particularly politics, asserting that religion should not influence or play a role in political affairs. How did Nehru view the growth of majority communalism in politics? A potential transition into fascism. Nehru believed that majority communalism could transform into fascism, indicating his concerns about the dangers posed by the dominance of communal forces in politics. What significant role did Nehru play in shaping India's constitution? Promoting secularism and equal rights for all religious groups. Nehru's contribution to the formulation of Indian constitution was marked by his efforts to establish secularism and provide equal rights to all religious communities, maintaining the nation's secular and democratic nature. According to B.R. Nanda, what did Nehru's study of Buddhist and Hindu scriptures serve as for him? It was served as an introduction to India's religious and cultural heritage. Nehru's drafted policies included the aim of nationalization of industries. This is correct. He believed in socialist principles and envisioned state control over key industries for equitable growth. This is also correct and the correct explanation of the assertion. So the correct option for this question is option A. Both assertion and reason are correct and the reason is the correct explanation of the assertion. Jawaharlal Nehru was inclined towards socialist principles and envisioned a future India with state control over key industries to ensure equitable growth and development. Hence, the assertion regarding the inclusion of the nationalism of industries in his policies align with his socialist ideology. who delivered the iconic speech titled Tryst with Destiny on the night of India's independence on 15th August 1947. It was Jawaharlal Nehru. Option B is the correct option. Jawaharlal Nehru, the first Prime Minister of independent India, delivered the renowned speech Tryst with Destiny at midnight on August 15, 1947. What was Jawaharlal Nehru's stance regarding the nationalization of private capital? Options are given to you. The correct option is option B. He opposed nationalization of private capital because he was supporting the concept of socialism. Nehru did not favor the nationalization of private capital but believed in a mixed economy where both public and private sectors could collaborate to address societal issues. Which events intensified Jawaharlal Nehru's nationalist sentiments during his youth? Options are the First World War and the Indian Rebellion of 1857, the Second World War and the Russo-Japanese War, the French Revolution and the American Civil War, the Battle of Plassey and the Sepoy Mutiny. The correct option is option B, the Second World War and the Russo-Japanese War. Nehru's feelings of nationalism were intensified by the Second World War and the Russo-Japanese War, particularly the latter, which stirred his enthusiasm and filled his mind with nationalist ideas contemplating freedom for India and Asia from European domination. What ancient scriptures did Nehru study due to his interest in theosophy? The correct option is option C, Buddhist and Hindu scriptures. Nehru's interest in theosophy led him to study the Buddhist and Hindu scriptures, providing him with an early understanding of India's religious and cultural heritage. Which of the following Indian Prime Ministers was known for his passion for writing and authored the famous book The Discovery of India? The correct option is option D, Jawaharlal Nehru. Jawaharlal Nehru, India's first Prime Minister, was not only a prominent political figure but also an avid writer. He authored the book The Discovery of India, which was published in 1946. This book provides an insightful account of Indian history, culture, and philosophy. Nehru's literary work aimed to delve into the rich heritage of India and its journey through the ages, making it a significant contribution to understanding the country's past. What was the profession of Jawaharlal Nehru's father, Motilal Nehru? He was the famous barrister, and he also served as the president of the Indian National Congress twice in 1919 and 1928. Which term describes Nehru's vision of developing Indian agriculture? It was Green Revolution. Nehru advocated for a green revolution in Indian agriculture with limited assistance from the West as a part of India's economic development plans. What did Nehru think of Garibaldi, the figure he saw as the revolutionary hero? He was a nationalist. Nehru viewed Garibaldi, the Italian nationalist, as a revolutionary hero and was deeply influenced by his ideals during his schooling at Harrow. Who among the Nehru siblings became the first female president of the United Nations General Assembly? The correct option is option A, Vijayalakshmi. Jawaharlal Nehru had two sisters. Vijayalakshmi, the elder of the two sisters, became the first female president of the United Nations General Assembly. Who was the Irish theosophist who significantly influenced Nehru's early education? The correct option is option B, Ferdinand T. Brooks. Ferdinand T. Brooks, an Irish theosophist, had a profound impact on Nehru's intellectual pursuits during his early education, especially in the fields of science and theosophy. What did Nehru believe was essential for India's cultural and societal advancement? A strong background in scientific research. Nehru emphasized that India's cultural advancement required a strong foundation in scientific research in various fields. Arrange the following in the sequence of Nehru's preference in foreign policy. First, non-alignment and independence from power blocks. Then, formation of a new power bloc by non-aligned countries. Then, alignment with Western imperialist bloc. Then, membership in the Soviet Socialist bloc. Option C is the correct option. Nehru prioritized non-alignment and independence from power blocs, proposed the idea of non-aligned countries forming a new power bloc, and opposed alignment with both the Western imperialist bloc and Soviet socialist bloc. What was the primary emphasis of Nehru's foreign policy? It was non-alignment and independence from power blocs. Nehru's foreign policy primarily emphasized non-alignment and independence from power bloc as a means to safeguard India's progress and promote world peace. Which among the following West aligns with Nehru's approach to international relations after India's independence? The correct option is option D, supporting the division of powerful states into two blocs. Nehru was against the division of powerful states into two blocs and opposed the Cold War dynamics. He aimed to reduce international tension and mediated conflict between conflicting blocs, emphasizing a more neutral and non-aligned stance in international relations. Among the following, which aim was not part of the core principles in Nehru's drafted policies for the future Indian nation in 1929? Options are abolition of untouchability, nationalization of industries, promotion of monarchy, introduction of adult franchise. The correct option is option C, promotion of monarchy. Jawaharlal Nehru's drafted policies in 1929 included various aims such as the abolition of untouchability, nationalization of industries, introduction of adult franchise, and several other principles. However, the promotion of monarchy was not a part of these policies. What was the name of the palatial estate where Jawaharlal Nehru grew up in his privileged childhood? It was Anand Bhavan and it is located in Allahabad. Which event promoted Nehru to contemplate Indian and Asian freedom from European dominance? The Russo-Japanese War. The victories of Japan in the Russo-Japanese War ignited Nehru's enthusiasm and promoted him to contemplate Indian and Asian freedom from European dominance, fostering his nationalist sentiments. Which influential figures' books received as prizes for academic merit greatly impacted Nehru during his institutional schooling at Harrow. That is G.M. Trevelyan. G.M. Trevelyan's Garibaldi books, received as academic prizes, significantly influenced Nehru's perspective, with Nehru viewing Garibaldi as a revolutionary hero, drawing parallels between Garibaldi's deeds and his aspirations for Indian freedom. After returning to India in 1912, what profession did Jawaharlal Nehru initially pursue? It was barrister. Option C is the correct option. Upon his return to India in August 1912, Nehru enrolled as an advocate of the Allahabad High Court, aiming to establish himself as a barrister. However, he found little interest in the legal profession. What was Jawaharlal Nehru's sentiment towards his legal practice and the company of lawyers after his return to India? He felt the atmosphere was insipid and lacked intellectual stimulation. Nehru expressed dissatisfaction with the legal profession and the company of lawyers in India, feeling that the atmosphere was not intellectually stimulating, leading him to grow disinterested in the legal practice. What gradually replaced Jawaharlal Nehru's interest in his legal career after returning to India in 1912? Options are teaching, engineering, nationalist politics, medical practice. The correct option is option C, nationalist politics. Nehru's disinterest in his legal profession led to a shift in his focus towards nationalist politics. His involvement in the Indian nationalist movement gradually replaced his interest in the legal practice, making a pivotal transition in his career and life trajectory. What event promoted Jawaharlal Nehru's disconcertment with the Indian National Congress in 1912? The correct option is option C, being primarily an English knowing upper class affair. Upon attending the Indian National Congress session in Patna in 1912, Nehru was disconcerted by what he perceived as the party being very much as English knowing upper class affair. This experience led him to question the effectiveness of Congress, particularly in addressing the issues faced by the broader Indian populace. Which country's culture did Jawaharlal Nehru greatly admire as mentioned by Frank Morris? Options are Germany, France, Italy, Russia. The correct option is option B, France. According to Frank Morris, Nehru's sympathy leaned towards France and he greatly admired French culture. This admiration for France showcased Nehru's appreciation for the cultural aspects of the country. How did Jawaharlal Nehru contribute during the World War period? Options are he served in the British Army, he volunteered for the St. John Ambulance, He worked as the journalist covering war stories. He participated in peace talks between warring nations. The correct option is option B. He volunteered for the St. John ambulance. During the war, Nehru volunteered for the St. John ambulance and served as one of the organization's provincial secretaries in Allahabad. His involvement in such humanitarian work reflected his commitment to serving during a time of crisis and need. In 1923, Jawaharlal Nehru was imprisoned in Nava, a princely estate, for his involvement in witnessing the Sikh struggle against corrupt Mahants. Option D is the correct option. In 1923, Nehru was imprisoned in Nava, a princely estate, not for direct participation in the struggle against corrupt Mahant, but for being present to observe and support the Sikhs' fight against corrupt Mahant. His imprisonment was due to his association and involvement in the struggle against corruption and injustice, reflecting his solidarity with the cause. The British administration suspended his sentence under the Criminal Procedure Code, leading to his release. Which ideology did Jawaharlal Nehru prominently promote during the 1950s, significantly influencing India's modern trajectory? The correct option is option B, parliamentary democracy, secularism, and science and technology. During the 1950s, Nehru advocated for and promoted the values of parliamentary democracy, secularism, and the advancement of science and technology, significantly shaping India's path as a modern nation. Which renowned books authored by Jawaharlal Nehru, including those written during his imprisonment, have gained worldwide readership? It was Letters from a Father to His Daughter, an autobiography, and the Discovery of India. Option C. Nehru authored several notable books, including Letters from a Father to His Daughter, an autobiography, and the Discovery of India. These books, written during different periods of his life, especially during his imprisonment, have been widely read and appreciated globally for their insights into his life, ideologies, and India's history and culture. Which party dominated Muslim politics in the pre-independence era under the leadership of Muhammad Ali Jinnah? It was Muslim League. In the pre-independence era of India, the Muslim League led by Muhammad Ali Jinnah emerged as the dominant political force representing Muslim interests. The League's push for a separate nation for Muslims, eventually leading to the creation of Pakistan, marked a significant aspects of the political landscape during that time. When did Nehru become the interim Prime Minister of India, and when did the Muslim League join his government, albeit with some hesitancy? Option C. Nehru became interim Prime Minister in September 1946 and the League joined in October 1946. Thank you for watching.